Brightside, SC2, and also Jocelyn's dad for putting together that trophy. It is a huge boon to this event. Is there ice inside of it too?
Is that ice cube?
It's
Did you put that in there?
So you can see the trophy just a little bit, guys. This is what the players are playing for, as well as $1,000 for first place. So not bad. Not bad, and I think we'll probably pour something in this top area, and the players will drink out of it, just like the Stanley Cup, because this is a Canadian event, and I think that's pretty mainstay.
Oh my gosh!
I think it's needed.
The chat is just too. Oh, did I mute myself?
That looks pretty cool. It is pretty cool, yeah. So huge thanks to Jocelyn Art, and if you guys don't know who Jocelyn Art is or Brightside does a lot of interviews of pro players at events. She does travel and does a lot of those, and Jocelyn Art does a lot of cool time-lapse videos. Having said that, game number 2 has started. The right map has been selected, Newkirk Precinct, and in the bottom left-hand corner, up 1-0 in this best-of-3 format, wants to take a quick 2-0 victory, wants to secure himself in the winner's bracket. He is the Blue Terran. He is Root MaSa.
His opponent, spawning on the opposite side in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the yellow Protoss, the golden Protoss.
The gold toss.
The gold toss. He is not a horse, it is OneTrickPony.
OneTrickPony. We'll see if he does only have one trick, or if he's going to not stop at anything, and I'm sure he wants to win this game more than anything. Being in the winner's bracket does ensure that if you do make it all the way through to the end, you have an advantage in the finals. It will be 2 best-of-3s that you'll need to win from the losers, only 1 best-of-3 you'll need to win from the winners, so everybody wants to maintain that top bracket, wants to stay in that winners.
That's what you want to do. You want to go for the gold. You want to play the best that you can play, so you get an advantage at the end. That's a good plan usually for life.
Thanks so much in chat, guys. You guys are too kind. I see all the kind words you guys are saying, and we really appreciate all the love and support. We hope that we can continue to bring you more awesome StarCraft in action. In the meantime, both these players look like they're playing pretty standard. We'll see if MaSa actually decides to go for Reaper opening, or if he's going to continue to go into that fast factory Starport play.
Yeah, we can see right here gas being mined for our Terran player over here. Once again, open up in gas. Just seems like the standard thing to do now in PvT. First barracks coming out. Wondering if he's going to be going for that quick factory play again, or is he going to be going for a Reaper? On this map, at least you know where your opponent spawns. There's only 2 spawn positions, unlike Whirlwind. A Reaper might be a good idea.
Yeah, well, I feel that because of the speed at which he did get that reactor, I feel he might be going for a quick factory. It looks like he'll have 100 by the time, 100 gas, by the time that barracks is done. So it looks like he's timed this build very perfectly, very crisp transition coming out by our Terran player. At the same time, Cybercore is going down for our Protoss player. It will be the gateway to show us what he decides to do on the other end of this. Is producing a Zealot just as last time, and there's the factory by our Terran player. It looks like a similar build, exactly a carbon copy of the last build on Whirlwind.
I think when we casted MaSa last weekend, most of his builds, especially the ones observed, he does the exact same build every single time. There's nothing different about it.
He likes,
it's solid.
He likes his solid builds, but at the same time, all the other players are in another room watching this from the viewing area. They are going to be studying this, and they will know exactly how to play against this. So MaSa better have more than just one trick up his sleeve.
Or maybe he'll be a 2-trick horse. Oh, Zealot gets one slice on the SV, but still SV boosters and those little rockets are going to move a little faster than the legs of a Zealot. So he gets a pure scout off, not a pure scout, but a whole scout off in the base, sees everything that's going down, sees the double gas. Mothership Core about to pop in a Stalker as well. There's going to be a Stalker Mothership Core push from our Protoss player, very standard, just to see the front of the base, see if there's anything tricky going on there. He's going to notice that most likely there's not going to be a bunker, so the expand is going to be delayed because it is a 1-1-1 coming up.
Indeed, and because the Zealot's going to get there, he's going to see the same 4 Marines that he saw last time, maybe even get view of that Widow Mine. So I do expect that MaSa will be sending his 4 Marines and his Widow Mine across the map, just as he did last time, followed by 1 Hellion in tow because he knows he has that 100 minerals to spend. Here's the Widow Mine. It's actually going to be out in front. The Zealot's going to see it. He decides not to engage, does not want to lose his life cheaply. So good play by OneTrickPony to make sure. And it looks like OneTrickPony's playing very similar to the last build as well. He is going for that Expo right away. He's going for that natural right down on that low ground.
You can see
Mothership Core being aggressive, but going back home.
You can see that after noticing the Widow Mine at the front, he knows that this build is very similar to the one he had before. And the last game, he did take a lot of damage in his mineral line due to the harass and due to the drop. So this time, getting the Mothership Core, sitting back at home, having the Stalker look at that
block.
You see? Just learning from what happened last game.
Indeed.
This is an adaptation at its best.
Indeed. And guys in chat who are asking, obviously players like Huck and Scarlet and even Root Kane are some of the best players in Canada. There's no way we could afford to fly them in. This is our first try at this event. These are all pretty local players as far as Ottawa, as close as Toronto, and we're super happy to have them. And these are some high-level players anyways, and you guys are going to be treated to a little bit of drop play coming up by MaSa, and Hellions in the front, so this is very good that OneTrickPony did prepare with a blockade at the front, but will he be able to stop the Hellions from getting into his main base? Here comes the drop in the back. There will be a Widow Mine and quite a few Marines here. This is going to do devastating damage. If he doesn't respond, is he going to be able to respond in time? One probe goes down. Oh, a huge hit by that Widow Mine. Planetary Nexus does go down. Photon Overcharge is going to start taking out these Marines with that medevac healing. And the medevac's not going to go down. Just one more hit. Just put the sentry on it. No, he doesn't. The Hellions do come into the base. They do breach the defenses. The sentry does go down, and it looks like a lot of damage has been done to our Protoss player, but will he be able to stabilize? It looks like he will.
Very nicely done. Force Field actually preventing the retreat of that Marine and the Hellion. Everything is being taken out. The Widow Mine recharge does happen, but no, he's able to take it out. Observer, a quicker Robo Bay this time, so he did get to see exactly where it was. So nicely.
Oh, no, but no mining. Oh. Go back to work, Prones.
There we go.
Oh, Prones. Drones?
The prawns.
Pylon drones. Man, that was unfortunate. A lot of mining time lost, and also a huge hit by that Widow Mine. So,
but still up in supply right now.
He is up in supply, yeah. But MaSa knew that the build he was going, he needed to make something happen, and he made it happen. Even if it wasn't as much to make it exactly even, he knew that if he didn't do something, he would have been behind. So here comes the Warp Prism play. He will be able to do some damage with that, hopefully, just as he did last time, sniping those tech bays or those tech add-ons on the side of the barracks. This Observer is going to go ahead and get a little bit of scout on the Terran player ahead of time, but we'll see what our Protoss player is going to be able to do with that drop play.
Yeah, second base getting ready for MaSa, ready to move down. SCV is already doing that long distance mine. We have a bunker up in the front as well. Here comes the Observer going into scout and see if it's a good place for the Warp Prism to drop. One probe already inside. One probe already inside this.
Is this going to be some sort of There is no forge, right?
There is no forge.
Oh man, I thought he was going to make a warp field with his...
Just great cannons. No, most likely just dropping the probe out, just to put proxy pylons around the map.
Indeed.
Easier to warp in from other places. Warping those two zealots right now, trying to saturate his main base. But look at that, MaSa not stopping with the aggression, moving out now with medevac and a couple of Marines and one Marauder who just can't sprint as fast as the other guys. He needs to lose some weight.
He's a big bro. Yeah, this is the same second push that our Terran player did do. And look at this with the... even it puts the proxy pylon right inside the map, so he will not only be able to reinforce from the Warp Prism, yeah, and it does prevent a surround. That's a very good point. The Zealots do get picked up and get put down right inside of that choke. These Zealots are going to do massive damage against these units, but again, these ranged units such as the Marauders and Marines are going to be able to shoot, and MaSa is coming all the way back for this. He knows that he needs to defend. He was able to take out the Tech Lab. Pylon stays in the base. He's dropping the Zealots on top of the units. This is more effective than last time. More Zealots and Stalkers being brought in as well. This is going to be huge damage for our Protoss player, but he needs to take out these Marauders that do extra damage to armored units as we see the Stalkers going down way too quickly. Warp Prism goes down, but there's a Pylon in the base and more units are coming in.
This is a great play here. Sniping the the Tech Lab, delaying stim, and then using that Pylon to get warped in after the Warp Prism dies as well. Finally, everything is cleaned up, but look at the time he fought. The army was almost halfway across the map for MaSa. The Warp Prism brought it back. Now he has time. Look at that, going double forge instantly.
Going into that double forge, going to try to get his upgrades up. This will be a huge amount of time that he's going to be pretty vulnerable to all that the Terran has to offer. The Terran's going to be able to drop and aggress, and there's really not much that our Protoss player is going to be able to do except defend until he gets into a nice transition that he's ready for. And here comes a little bit of a doom push. These Marauders, these two Marauders and a bunch of Marines is going to be able to do a lot of damage if they're microed properly. And we know MaSa is very mobile and able to do a lot of damage.
This is, yeah, but look at the army here. We have 2 photon overcharges available for the Mothership Core. You can put one on the natural nexus, one on the main nexus. The Observer spots everything. This army shouldn't be able to do too much if OneTrickPony is aware. Meanwhile, behind this though, we do have the third base going down. The scan picks off the Observer in the main base, and we see a Colossus transition coming up for One-Trick.
And here comes the attack. Quickly. Maybe the nerves. OneTrickPony does put on the photon overcharge, and now because the Terran player is able to see the range of that attack, he knows he just needs to wait this out until it's over, and then he can just walk back in when the Mothership Core either doesn't have enough energy or has just one more to spend. And then if he does spend one more on the natural, oh, and here comes the engagement. It looks like OneTrickPony wants to take the engagement forward. A quick pickup by MaSa. He does get a few shots on that medevac. He knows, OneTrickPony knows he needs to get back into base because of the mobility of those medevacs. He could literally attack anywhere. Good use of that observer to follow those medevacs and see exactly where the opponent is. A Marine for MaSa is sitting to check the timing of that third, so very smart play by MaSa. Only 50 minerals will give him all the information he needs.
Yeah, we see the double forge play is going to be getting the 1-1 upgrades for our Protoss player. Looks like OneTrickPony is going to take the third base down here, which could be a little hard to defend, especially with this ledge here. Just the drop play that's available for our Terran player, although this third base will be stopped by this Marine over here. Decides to cancel the pylon. It looks like it blocked his nexus just for a little bit. Marine does check, sees the pylon, and knows the timing on that expansion.
He almost got the probe. That would have been so annoying. You can see MaSa's right on point with his micro, deciding to actually go and try to focus that down, even block the nexus. So really good play coming out of him. Colossus are coming out, being chrono boosted, along with the laser beam length, which is the thermal lances. So we'll see if this transition is going to work out for him. There are no Vikings out on the map yet, so our Terran player is going to have to be able to transition well after this. But here comes a huge Doom drop. We'll see how OneTrickPony plays this.
Yeah, basically almost 4 medevacs full of units now sneaking their way across. We see this nice... I thought that was an observer, but no, it's just going to be one probe patrolling. If we check the vision of that probe, he does see it. He spots the medevacs. He's going to react in time. Stalker's already in position. Going to be starting to try to fire them down. But there's just so many units there. Everything is dropped by the Terran. The huge payload is here. He's going to go for the Colossus Bay. And oh my gosh, range is not going to finish.
And he did get it down. Thermal Lancers does not get finished, and Colossus are going to be able to be produced for some time now. Only one Colossus on the field. That was a huge snipe by MaSa, and now these units are just going to drop the third, and this is the difficulty of the Protoss army that he's decided to make his composition. They're going to have to defend at so many places. This third base is going to go down as well. The Colossus Bay has gone down. The third base has gone down. No cancel on that. Nice. This Colossus is going to have to do a lot of damage, but MaSa just picks up and leaves. He knows he's done more than he needed to, and he doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Look at the transition for OneTrickPony, deciding to go into High Templar now instead of going back into the Colossus.
Well, High Templar provides you with just more mobility. You can have Templars sprinkle around the place. They can be storms. They can be charging up. But right now, he's lost his tech. He's lost his economy as well. This is just powering forward. The observer spots anything, and I don't think it has a very happy tail back home.
Yeah, this is very difficult times for our Protoss player, and the Terran are rejoicing. They are probably going to celebrate a holiday today where their army has done great things. And now MaSa being relentless. Look at him coming again with more medevac drops. He does not want to keep the pressure off the Protoss. He knows that he's got a little bit of an advantage with the attack, and he's going to be able to drop in the back here, going to do some major heavy economy damage.
Once again, a two-prong attack coming out. All we need is a couple of Templars in the back here. A couple of feedbacks would be great. Able to snipe those two medevacs who have almost full energy, but really what OneTrickPony needs to focus on is his army pushing up from the east over here, marching its way over to the army. We have a High Templar in the army. Storm is not finished, but now the drop's going to go down first, and once again these probes are under assault. The Marines instead, there we go, nicely back there on one medevac, but doesn't actually get it. The other one still has pretty much full energy, trying to warp in. Zealot over here, I don't think it's going to do too much. Mothership Core trying to do as much damage as can, but this Planetary Fortress Nexus thingy is doing quite a lot of damage to these units over here.
Oh, Mothership Core does go down. Yeah, that Photon Overcharge is doing a lot of damage. There was another engagement out by the third, which looks like it's almost cleared up, and he needs to be careful not to lose his Colossus. He cannot reproduce that. Archon needs to front tank it as much as possible can, and that drop in the back is still being oh so annoying for the main base, because that even more buildings are being sniped, and he just can't kill it for little pieces at a time that are getting eaten up by those cause rifles and the grenade launchers. He might be able to get the cyber core, which would be oh so annoying, but the Photon Overcharge is just enough to kill a little bit of the units, and only one Marauder left. Those charge lots aren't going to be able to take it out, so OneTrickPony is trying to stay. Oh, almost taking out his own Stalker. Is trying to stabilize, but this is very dire times for our Protoss player. 4 bases for our Terran.
Yeah, overall, still pretty good defense. You know, just talking about the circumstances that he was in. But look at MaSa still trying to pound down on the front door over here. Colossus, only one Colossus left. It doesn't have the range, and so every time it shoots, it's going to be very risky for it, taking those grenade launching concussive shells from those Marauders here, trying to snipe off probes right now as well. And Colossus, no, does go down, so now no AoE damage left in this Protoss army, except for that Archon, who's just a good soccer ball in the back, trying to get pushed forward. Is able to
I thought he was going to charge him down.
But you're right, you know, the 4th base is up.
And level 3 weapons, level 2 armor coming down for our Terran player. He's also getting the mech damage upgrades for his air. And now only getting the weapon upgrades for our Protoss player. He can't afford to do too much. He's got quite a number of minerals banked that he just spent on some gateways, trying to replace that tech. And look at this army. Is he going to be able to storm them, get some good Storms on these units. He does get most of them down to the red, but those medevacs are in tow to heal them. This third base should not be able to stand. High Templars aren't able to put down any more storms because they just got warped in and they don't have any more amulets. There's another storm, but it's not going to be another storm on the army, but there's still a big contingent in the back taking out this third base, 2 base Protoss versus 4 base Terran, and level 3 weapons is halfway done. Level 2 armor is coming in, and those Manor Mules, if that wasn't bad enough, now this Terran force is going to be moving up the ramp. Storm eating the storm, going right through it, saying, I care not for your storms. I don't care about the weather. I am a meteorologist, and the forecast is worse for you.
They're wearing rubber suits, and now the Forges under attack had to cancel the +2/+2. Who's close third? Oh no, it actually just finished, but really not enough units. GG! MaSa takes the game 2-0. MaSa